Hello and welcome to BQ Prime. Joining us today is Mr. Angan Guha. He's the CEO of Birlasoft. He's speaking to us after the company's Q4 results, where the company is now back in profit, but the revenue growth was flat. Mr. Guha, welcome to BQ Prime. Since there's flat revenue growth, are you seeing a slowdown in business?
So, Tushar, first of all, thank you for having me on your show. Really appreciate it. So, look, we had a strong quarter from an execution perspective. While you see the revenue to be flattish to about 0.5% quarter-on-quarter growth, which is what we delivered on a reported basis. But quite frankly, if you take Invacare out of it, because Invacare was in Q3, it was not in Q4. So operationally, we were able to deliver 3.5% sequential growth, which was a strong quarter. Now, going forward, it is really hard to kind of predict the future because, as you know, there is tremendous amount of headwind in the industry, and nobody really knows how the industry will shape up going forward. So we are essentially taking it quarter on quarter, and our focus will be to execute on our business plan every quarter.
So how do you see FY24 now? Can you give us some guidance on the revenue front as well as on the margin front?
So, Tushar, we typically don't give a guidance. And now in today's times when the world is so uncertain, it is even more difficult to really give a guidance, which is why, we would like to focus on the quarter at hand, and we will take it one quarter at a time.
And so FY24, you're seeing that the business is going to be difficult. Anything that you're penciling in for FY25? Any targets, any guidance, or any goals that you have for FY25 as well?
A little too early to say, Tushar, but FY24, like I said, is going to be a tough year for the industry and will be a tough year for us. But our focus will be to continue to invest in the business and drive quarter-on-quarter performance.
Okay.
Now, FY25 may be a different year. It'll all depend upon how H2 looks like. If H2, the world economy is back, then FY25 may be a better year than FY24. But again, like I said, a little too early to comment anything on FY25.
Okay. Let's talk about deal making. How's the pipeline? Are you seeing delays in client spending? Are deals converting into revenue properly right now?
That's a great question, Tushar. So if you really look at our Q3, our 3Q performance on order booking, signings, we booked about $231 million worth of orders in third quarter. And our fourth quarter was even better. Our fourth quarter, we booked about $286 million worth of orders. So higher than what Q3 is. So which, if that is any indication, obviously the signings are strong. Our pipeline is also growing. Our pipeline is it's the highest that it's ever been. But going forward, what we don't know is whether the clients will sign orders. So the pipeline is growing, but the key measure for us will be to convert the pipeline into orders, which is what we'll be focused on going forward.
Okay. So Invacare, let's talk a bit about Invacare. Now, is Invacare now a thing of the past, or is there still some hangover from that bankruptcy of that client? I mean, it was a big client for you. Have you struck a new deal which sort of offsets Invacare's contribution to your top line?
So Invacare is a thing of the past now. We've reached a settlement with Invacare where we will provide them disengagement services till the end of May. And on the 31st of May, we essentially are done with Invacare completely. And on the 1st of June, we walk away from the contract after fulfilling our obligations. So from that perspective, Invacare will come to a logical conclusion by the end of May. From a financial standpoint, whatever we had to provide for, we have provided for. We don't believe that there is any new provision that is in the horizon. So from that perspective, we are good. As a part of the disengagement services, as we have reported earlier, we will get paid $2 million from Invacare, and then we finish the disengagement services and walk away. From a deal perspective, we continue to sign deals, as I spoke about, Tushar. Now, whether we have another deal that will offset the Invacare deal, it is hard to say. But like I said, we are signing deals, we are winning deals in the market, our pipeline is strong. So from that perspective, it is at least the deal pipeline is looking very healthy.
Okay. Since we have come in, there has been sort of a, if I may say so, there's been a shake-up in the ranks. There's an organizational restructuring that's happening. You have a new CEO, you have new growth officers. What are you planning? What is the plan going ahead with these, with the lieutenants that are coming in right now?
Yeah, Tushar, like I was telling you, even in the last earnings call, we will be investing in our business. We believe now is the time to continue to invest in our business because once the cycle turns, we want to get back to absolutely industry leading growth. So from that perspective, we are, like you said, we have restructured our organization. We have a new CFO now, Kamini Shah, who's just joined us. We will be hiring a chief growth officer over the next 3 or 4 months. We will hire a chief operating officer. They're not on board yet. But if you look at one level below, which is one level below my direct leadership, we've made a lot of changes. We've almost turned around 60 leaders, but not to say that we've hired 60 leaders from outside. We've grown 60 leaders. We've promoted about 30 leaders internally, and we've hired about 30 leaders from outside. So it's a mix of promoting internal leaders as well as getting external talent.
What are the verticals that you are focusing on for the future growth? Is it BFSI, especially because I'm asking about BFSI because of the banking crisis that's in the US?
Yeah, so we have decided to get into a geography-focused structure. So we have a CEO for the Americas who will focus on the Americas business, and we will be very soon hiring a CEO for the rest of the world business. In the US, which contributes to about 85% of our revenues, we will be focused vertically, and we will be focused on 4 verticals, which is financial services, manufacturing, healthcare, and energy and utilities. And all of these 4 vertical leaders will be true P&L owners. Now, on the rest of the world, once the rest of the world leader joins in, we may either decide to go the vertical way or we may decide to go the country way. But that decision we will take once the new leader comes in.
Okay. You mentioned that there have been promotions within the company. You have identified growth leaders within the company. Still, the attrition rate is at about 22.1% in Q4, if I'm not mistaken, which is, I think, still higher than some of what your peers have been reporting. Against that backdrop, what are your hiring plans for FY24?
Yeah, so again, a great question. So, Tushar, I would like to draw your attention to the fact that though the attrition is 22%, it has come down from 3Q. 3Q, if you remember, our attrition was 25. And in my conversation with you, I had indicated that attrition is only going to go down. So I'm happy to state that we are at 22. And I can tell you going forward, it'll come down even further. Again, this attrition that you're seeing is an LTM. It's the from an LTM perspective, 12-month indicator. But if you just look at our last quarter, 4Q, our actual attrition is down to about 17% already. So from a hiring plan perspective, we will continue to hire. We have the demand. But equally, we will rotate people internally. We build a bench. We are building a pyramid. So we will hire on both sides of the spectrum. We will hire experienced people from the market, but equally, we will hire a lot of freshers so that we can get the pyramid right.
Final question to you, sir. There is a big buzzword that's going around right now, ChatGPT or generative AI. To that end, what is Birlasoft up to? Are you from the point of clients and servicing them, as well as skilling your current talent?
Yeah, so again, a great question. And there's a lot of debate around how ChatGPT can affect our industry. My personal take on this is ChatGPT will be a good addition to our industry in many ways, because we could then use the technology to not only reskill our people, but also to drive a lot of cost down within our own operations. And that will only help in margins. Equally, we are building capabilities on AI to serve our customers. And I think that will be a big opportunity for us. So look, for us at Birlasoft, digital data analytics are the future services. We are investing a lot in those services. And AI will be a big part of our investment going forward.
Okay. So do you think the technology can replace your entry-level coders?
It's a little too early to say. I can only say that it'll automate a lot of work, right, at the entry level. But equally, it'll help our operations in many ways, because we will be able to use these technologies to automate a lot of work that we do with our customers. And also, it'll help us in terms of driving a lot of meaningful conversation with our customers on the revenue side. So in many ways, I think technologies like ChatGPT or any AI-related technologies will only help the industry going forward.
All right. Thank you so much for talking to us, Mr. Guha, today. It was a great chat. Thank you for tuning in. This is Tushar for BQ Prime.